June, Jesus unlocks new experiences. A 30-day experience with the greatest person ever.
One of the things about human beings is that we like to categorize, we like to label things, we like to compartmentalize things, issues, and people, places sometimes. So in recent times, you might have seen the yin-yang, the black or white, the this or the that, the light and the darkness. It's been from the beginning of time. And in more recent times, people have asked me the question, what do you think about grace and truth? In other words, which camp do you belong to? Do you belong to the camp of truth or to the camp of grace? Tell us where you belong. Choose one between grace and truth. It seems like a contest and a competition, even between people who have been given the assignment to shine light upon the Word of God and to transmit that knowledge to the ends of the earth. But when I take a closer look at Jesus, I realize that he's never in a place where he chooses between grace and truth. He does not even attempt to balance it out, because some people say, well, you have to balance between grace and truth. You have to find the fine balance. But here's what I see about Jesus. John, in his account, makes it very clear that in him was the fullness of grace and truth. Please notice, not the balance of it, but the fullness of it. And this begins to assure me that the grace-truth dynamic is actually a continuum. That you can't really have grace without truth, and you can't really have truth without grace. You see, grace is not grace except it's truthful, and truth is not truth except it's graceful. So there are those who say, well, I have to speak the truth, I have to speak the truth. But truth is oftentimes the fruit of grace, as much as grace is oftentimes the fruit of truth. So when we look at the life and times of Jesus, he never reduced the standards, but he also never condemned the person. He never condemned the people who believed in him. He never talked down on those who were struggling through the mass of mess and the challenges of their humanity and the strain of sin warring against the soul. He never used the truth as a sledgehammer to destroy and pull down the hearts of those who were already bogged down with the sense of guilt and condemnation. But he used truth as an anchor for the soul. He used the living water of the truth to bring about transformation and renewal and a graceful methodology. So grace that never denies the truth, and truth never denies grace. And what Jesus offers is not just legalism, it's not just the law. What Jesus offers is not also lasciviousness and licentiousness and the permission to do anything we feel like, but he offers the fullness of grace and truth. He presents that to us, regardless of our background, our upbringing, our challenges, our hustles, and our struggles. He presents the fullness of grace and truth. Grace is God's willingness to identify with you, regardless of your shortcomings. And the truth is the transformative power of God that lifts you beyond the pool of sin and the stigma of your past and the shame and the reproach of your fallen state, and elevates you to a place where you can not only be with him, but you can also be like him, so you can be for him. So let the debate end right there. Embrace not the balance, but the fullness of grace and truth. I agree with you right now, regardless of what you're going through, the temptations and the trials, the fullness of God's grace and God's truth are available to lift you and to turn your life into a testimony. Whatever you do, remember to stand in faith, grow in faith, and go share your faith, because Jesus unlocks new experiences.
June, Jesus unlocks new experiences. A 30-day experience with the greatest person ever. Visit www.askdammy.com/June.